Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Today we are here to dive into the most amazing world of the JavaScript. If you are the beginner who is starting from the scratch or experienced developer looking to rebrush your skills, then you are the right place. In this video, we are going to explore about the properties and variable assignment in real-time application, how your properties assigned to variables, and what's the appropriate way, like what are the properties which at the runtime allot the memory, and also we'll learn about the debugging of the program and how you can set up your environment while building the JavaScript program. Please do subscribe and like this video. Also press the bell icon to get notified for upcoming videos. So let's start without any further delay to explore about the JavaScript. First of all, we'll set up the environment. For that, we'll go to our Node.js official website. From there, we'll download the installer. If you are running that installer over the Windows, then you can select the Windows and your system configuration. Based on that, you can download the installer. As per my machine is Windows and 64-bit, so I can install the installer which is already selected. In case you are using the different machine, for example Mac or other software like Linux, then you can install the as per your requirement. So I already downloaded this installer into my machine. Just simply double click on this and you are able to install it. It's already installed into my machine, so I'm not going to do, I'm going to cancel. But you can simply click on next and you can accept the permission without checking any third-party library tool. This Node.js is installed in your machine. If you need to install any other editor in that you are familiar, so you can download that as well. I would suggest Visual Studio Code from official website. You can download, and once that site get open, you can download the installer of Windows. So we are on click on this, we are able to download it. Start downloading into your machine. So it is Visual Studio Code and Node.js, both are installed into my machine. You can go to your start tab and Visual Studio, you can type it. So once you are able to see here, that means it's installed in your machine successfully. Now you are good to go for coding. So let's explore about the variables in JavaScript, and we do some hands-on practice as well, which already installed in the system. So as I said, we already set up environment for the JavaScript. Let's open the Visual Studio Code and start some coding practice. And Node.js to check whether it's a successfully installed or not. Let's open these. So I already opened this Visual Studio, you are able to see. And to check the Node.js version, just I open the terminal and type the command node-v. So it suggests me 22.19.0. so that version we installed basically, and we are good to create the JavaScript program. Before that, we'll explore some concept and some how it exactly working inside the program at the runtime dynamically while executing the program, how your properties allot and occupy the memory and what type of memory it occupy. That we'll discuss before starting the some hands-on. Before exploring about the variables, let's understand what is the JavaScript. JavaScript is a versatile, high-level programming language primarily used to create the interactive and dynamic content on the website. It runs in the browser, allowing developer to build features like image slider, form validation, and animation. JavaScript is essential for front-end development, often used alongside HTML and CSS. It also supports back-end development through the environment like Node.js. JavaScript is event-driven, support object-oriented, and functional programming style. Has a vast ecosystem libraries and framework such as React, Angular, and Vue. Its ability to manipulate the document object model, we also known as DOM, make it a powerful tool for enhancing user experience online. So that is about the JavaScript. Now we'll go through about the variables, how many types JavaScript contain the variables, and what are the memory occupation at the runtime whenever you are declaring throughout your program. So let's dive into the variable classification. So in JavaScript, variables and data types are foundational concept in the programming, serving as building block for storing, manipulating the information within a program. In JavaScript, getting a good grasp of these concepts is important for writing that works well and easy to understand. So basically, data types have some types, two types basically, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. In primitive data types, it's come under numeric types and non-numeric type. So further classification is numeric type is number and big int. Those are the numeric type. And under the non-numeric type, we have like string, boolean, null, undefined, and symbol. These are the non-primitive type. So basically these are the non-numeric type. Okay. Non-primitive data type are object, array, functions, data objects, and regular expressions. These are the non-primitive type you can consider. A variable like a container that hold data that can be reused and update later in the program. Let's have some practical example for the variables. So as we discussed while discussing the classification of the variables, variables are primitive and non-primitive. So in primitive type we have array, object and function. In non-primitive we have number and string and symbols and booleans. Those are the non-primitive type. In non-primitive type, further classification also we gone through. Like non-numeric and numeric primitive. So let's explore about the numeric primitive type. So numeric primitive type we are able to declare in our program through let, where and const. That we'll discuss in later upcoming videos. Declare this through property and we try to print that how much memory it occupies. So basically at the runtime dynamically once program get execute, it occupy the 4 byte memory in program, in memory stack. So once it's a execute, so it this particular num will occupy 4 byte memory. While executing, it is giving undefined because we didn't define any value. In case you are defining any value such here, and after saving this program you are clicking, then it will print for you that value which you assign to this variable. Same way you can the declare the string as well. While executing the program, you want to see what value you given to this variable, then you can print it here and execute this same program. So it will print for you. String also occupy 2 byte of memory in the memory stack. Boolean occupy 4 byte of memory in the program. So let's explore. So we are declaring a variable, assigning to the value as true, and now we are trying to print that. So as you are able to see, we are able to print the value true which we assigned. As you are able to see in the program, we return the boolean. So we declare the value of boolean true, and below we are printing that value in a console, what value we have assigned to that particular variable, that we can see while running that to the program dynamically. So number having occupied the memory around 8 byte, and string occupy 2 byte, and boolean occupy the 4 byte, while example array, functions, object and begin, those depends on the size, how much it occupy. For example, you are just declaring a function So as you are able to see here, we declared a function, test function, that having some value, which that printing some value over the console, and while calling this function it's printing. So function is executing successfully. How much memory it occupies, it depends on size of this function, what logic you are returning inside this function, what business logic you are returning. Same, it depends on object and array as well, how many elements is insert or what's the size of that array. So it depends on that, based on that it occupies. So same way it depends on big int number as well. So the declared number which you are going to utilize, and further you can modify that number. For that purpose, if you are using that big int, it depends how much big that number is. So based on that, it occupy in the memory. As I dis If you really enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe the video, and also press the bell icon to get notified for upcoming video. Give your feedback